Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching today. So today, Friday, the 11th, Veterans Day of November. So happy Veterans Day to everybody, to all the veterans out there. Thank you very much for your service. I really do appreciate and honor that and respect that sacrifice. But today our topic is don't assume anything. You probably have heard that joke, when you assume something, you take the letters assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. So sorry about if I offended anybody with that word, but assume makes an ass out of you and me. So in real estate, in sales, dealing with people, never assume almost anything. Never assume a question you asked at the beginning of a relationship with someone is the same answer throughout the transaction, throughout the search for a home or sales of a home. Sometimes people go, when I'm selling my house, what's, the most important thing to you? Well, highest price. Highest price. I just want to get the highest price, highest price, highest price. But then after weeks, months of waiting for the house to sell because it may be overpriced, you're assuming that they just want highest price and you're just waiting for someone to pay for that price. But then they might, if you don't get to a point, and this is the whole point of this video today, is where you get in trouble with your relationships is when you always just assume an answer they gave you a year ago or a month ago about, example, what I was just saying about selling the house for a highest price. Guess what? If you don't, this is it, continue to ask questions, you might assume the wrong thing. So how do you catch yourself from not continuing to assume something? You have to ask questions, constantly question, remind, update, accountability. That's what questions do. So example, with a seller that says, hey, I want the highest price, they might get to a point where no, they have to sell, or they really want something to sell quicker. And then we all know, or anybody in the real estate business a while, if at a certain price, price equals time. The higher the price, the longer the time. Lower the price, shorter the time. It's always that way, within reason. I tell anybody today, I coach agents every day, and this might sound weird, as I say, you have a seller that's unrealistic about their value of their home, could say, I could sell it, if you think this is true, I could sell it in an hour. I could sell your house in an hour. You can, at a certain price. I could bet I could find a buyer that'll, buy your $500,000 house for $350,000. If you need to dump it and get rid of it in an hour, I'll call a few agents. This is $150,000 under market value. We'll find a buyer. But no, everybody wants fastest time, highest price. But the whole point today is assuming that. So if you, and this is going to come up, and I'm sticking with the listings, you're going to start seeing listings expire, because there's going to be agents out there doing 1 month listings, 2 month listings, 3 month listings. It's going to turn into a buyer's market eventually, more. I predict it. Just like we had a high seller's market, we're coming into, don't have a crystal ball, but we're coming in the next few years, a very, very high extreme buyer's market sometime between now and the future. And that's where sellers, if you just sit on a house and they pick a price and you just assume they want that price, when your listing expires, then guess what? The next agent that comes in lowers the price, sells it the next day. It happened. Any agent that's been in the business for over 10 years, 15 years, 20 years have known extreme buyer's market, and we just assumed the seller wanted a certain dollar amount, lost the listing after it expired. Someone else came in, convinced it should go lower, because you just assumed they would never want to lower the price and want to get out faster. That's one example. But in relationships in general, if you continue to assume, I'll go into relationships with your potential future clients. Agents lose business every year because they assume the people in their database, friends, relatives, past clients, will use them because they know they're in real estate. Just assume. Every single time. Now, me personally, as a broker and owner and managing and overseeing and mentoring over 500 agents, I don't sell personally anymore. I don't compete with my agents. I don't have time to sell and deal with my own buyers and sellers. I focus 100% on my agents. But every year, it's going to come up. This Thanksgiving, this Christmas, every holiday, every wedding, every event where there's several people there, I always find someone in my sphere that bought or sold the house because I don't follow up with them, because I don't do that anymore. But they know I'm in real estate. I've been in there 30 years. I've even have people, friends, relatives that I bought and sold their houses many years ago. They've already bought a new house because they didn't call me, because I just assumed that they're going to call me because I'm in real estate for 30 years. They know it. They see my Facebook. They see all this, but I never ask them questions. I never call them. I don't follow up with them anymore. Don't have time to, don't want to. I want to focus on my agents. That's a whole nother conversation. But the point I'm getting at is most agents think they're best friends. They assume their neighbors, they assume their cousins, they assume their past clients will call them, and they don't have to continually to follow up with them and continue to ask questions like following up with them and say, am I still the number one agent in your life? Am I still the expert in real estate that you're going to rely on me when you're ready to buy or sell again? Are you looking to buy or sell now? Because you just assume they bought a house 3 years ago, nothing has changed in their life. They're not going to look for buying for another 4 or 5 years. And all of a sudden didn't realize they have a new job. Happened to a lot of agents out there. They just found someone because of COVID, changed their job description, working more from home, decided to sell the house, move further out in the country or other side of town. And they didn't call you because guess what? That's where assuming happens on their end. They assume the people that don't use you, that used you in the past is in your sphere of influence. I will tell you one of the reasons why, one of the things that they assume this. But my feelings, this number one reason, the reason they forget about you and don't call you because they assume you are not following up with them. They either assume one, if they're totally out of the loop, social media or whatever, they might go, you might not even be in the business anymore. Or if they see you on social media and you don't connect with them, and you're one of those agents that post another sale, another sale, another sale, another sale, another sale, they go, oh, I assume Tony's too busy for my little $200,000 house, because I see agents all the time, sell another one, sell another one, another one. And they go, I didn't want to bother you. You look so busy. I get that. I get that every holiday. Someone's saying, oh, you're the broker. I see your Facebook. You have over 500 agents. You wouldn't have had time for me. Again, I don't take on buyers and sellers. I refer them to agents within our office. Not too many, but I do have them. But not as many as you think, because I don't ask questions. I don't call. I don't market myself to my sphere of people as an agent, even though I'm in the business. So today, I could go on and on about this to all agents. Never assume, number one, never assume people are going to remember you or do business with you just because they're friends, relatives, and you told them one time or every once in a while when you see them at an event or thing, you remind them you're in real estate. Also, not just reminding them in your real estate, that you are open for new clients. Don't just tell them, hey, I'm a realtor. That's it. No, I'm a realtor accepting new clients. It's kind of like this, I'm finding this out in other areas. Like I have a primary care physician that I've had for years. He's retiring. He's not giving up his practice to someone. Someone's not buying it. It's just closing shop. He's done. He's moving on. I'm calling other offices and I go, they're not accepting new patients. Never even thought that was possible. I haven't been looking for a new primary care doctor in a long, long time, but never even thought of that. Because in real estate, guess what? We always assume everybody knows I'm in real estate. I'll take anybody, any buyer, any seller. So number two is never assume they think you are taking new clients. So remind them, I am accepting new buyers, new sellers, because they just being in business, they might not think you are looking for new business. You're busy with your current business. So you got to remind them of that. And that's just the two main things with prospecting. When you're going through a transaction, the number one thing is continue to ask questions when showing houses and when your houses are for sale and you have listings, to ask those questions. Is there anything else you're thinking? Is there anything else I'm doing or not doing that you need of? Are you having any new thoughts of moving quicker, faster, different location? There's so many different little questions you can to make sure you're on track, not assuming anything with your ongoing buyers and sellers. Because what happens to all agents at the end of a when you lose relationships, you have buyers and buyers and buyers. I've had this happen to me in the past. It happens to agents. Buyers just can't find anything, and then you don't keep up with them, or you keep looking for houses for them, but you lose track of them after even within a couple of days. You just don't follow up with them because nothing news came on the market. All of a sudden, they saw something online, wanted to jump on it, called the agent before you even looked on the MLS, and you call them up a week later. Hey, something new came on the market. Like, hey, we just bought a house. I'm sorry, I didn't call you. I thought you were busy or didn't want to bother you, or we just, we wanted to jump on that house. That's happened to agents. So always ask questions, always communicate, always be in touch, always make sure, making yourself accountable, that they know that you're constantly asking questions and making sure you're on track and you're on the same page and not assuming anything on that. And I've seen it happen just like it, in relationships with people, with your spouse. Sometimes you assume things for a while, like, wow, I didn't know you didn't like that. I thought you liked it. I didn't know you didn't want to go to that restaurant. We go to that restaurant all the time. Oh, I thought you assumed you like that other couple we go out to dinner with. You didn't mind it. Well, no, because you never ask questions. Just because people do things doesn't mean it's the best thing for them. So hopefully that made some sense. It's a little clearer in my head, but I know I was all over a little bit of tangents there and different ideas there, trying to get all my hour-long conversation of thoughts that I want into like 10 minutes. It's hard for me because I want to keep on going and going and going. But like I do every week, many agents call, text me on these topics and want to go more in detail. Please, I'm happy to sit down with you, call you, text you, email you on anything that you need and help, especially on all my videos. I love going more in detail and specifying specific towards what you're looking to get out of the topic. So that's it for today on Friday on Veterans Day. Have a wonderful day, a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.